Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of SideKick Power Hour with me, your host, Joshua R. Pangborn. I am very paranoid because 2 weeks ago I came out of the intro and the mic wasn't working. So I talked for like 5 minutes and nobody in the audience told me that the mic wasn't working. So I said some of the best stuff I'd said all season and nobody heard it. So I just get very nervous now whenever I come back from the intro. Hello. Thank you for watching and joining us tonight. We're excited to have you. If you are just joining us for the first time, SideKick Power Hour is the little thing we do in the Cruniverse or the SideKick production universe, where we sit back, look at all the things we're making for queer, fat positive, sex positive horror and horror adjacent products, and look at all the people in the world who are doing similar things as us, and just celebrating it all and having a good time doing it. Oh, and we've got another friend and a former guest on the show as well. Hello, the Real Butter Wolf. Glad to have you here as well. We have a very special guest tonight. I spent many days with this man, half naked, actually. In fact, yes, I can say that. But before we bring him on, I just want to talk about what we've been doing and catch you up a little bit on the world of SideKick Productions. Hopefully, you've been watching the Edward Chronicles. Edward Chronicles is our Skeleton Crew spinoff, starring Phil Kors and directed by Phil Kors and written by me most of the time. I also edited it, and you get to see Hunter and Anthony as well in it. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to play a quick trailer to remind you what you should be watching right now. Here is the Skeleton
Listen,
Crew.
I think I'm going to take the case. Let's find out who your husband's sleeping around with.
A quick trip out west, a few grand, and a story to tell the family. That's what I thought this was.
Water bottle tycoon Falcon Stone appears to be the latest victim bludgeoned to death by the killer's dildo knife.
Don't sound so agitated.
Well, how am I supposed to sound? You're not coming home and you're a suspect for murder.
You cannot have worked as closely with Falcon as I did.
Falcon Stone was my boyfriend. I know he didn't act like a traditional boyfriend, being married and all, and we were never into monogamy.
Norma Stone.
I admired the way she ran her tongue across her teeth. Reminded me of my master when I made him climax.
Wow, you look like my master when I make him climax. You know, Hunter always said never trust a femme fatale.
You need to be home with your family, not risk your life for a damn paycheck.
I have to solve this, okay? I am invested in this. My blood is in this case.
Literally.
I'm in a relationship. I have a family to go home to. Look, the only thing I can give you is sex. I can't give you anything more than that.
Get the cuffs off of him and take the pants down.
Ooh.
The witness has to be right. I was never there that night.
I have some information about your case.
The case is closed.
Is it?
Somebody just tried to throw a dildo knife at me. No, trust me, it's not gonna make any more sense if I say it again. Oh yeah, we're a bunch of detectives and we're saving the world one crime at a time. Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you haven't been watching, you should definitely watch this. It's on YouTube right now. We've got the first 6 episodes out. We also have the first 6 episodes on our Patreon at patreon.com/sidekickproductions. The reason I mention that is because, unlike most of our shows, this show you can watch completely uncensored on the Patreon. And that means you see a lot of things that are blurred out right now on our YouTube channel. So incentive or just a way to support the SideKick Productions universe, I leave that up to you to decide. But I agree. I think that we all need more of the Edward Chronic. I don't think that Edward Chronic is what we're talking about, but thank you, Paul, for that. Dildo knife is one of my favorite weapons that I think I've introduced in anything. So I'm really happy that Phil was able to make it work, because I wrote something in there. I said dildo knife, and Phil found a way to make it happen. And I really enjoy the chemistry between me and Jay too. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because we will be having another season of Skeleton Crew. Season 6 is coming next year. We're filming it right now. I am really excited for you to see that. But what I'm most excited for tonight is to introduce to you one of my favorite new people I met this year. I met him last year digitally, but I met him this year for sure because I met him in person. And without further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage, hello, Chad.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on, Josh.
Thank you so much for being here. And you are one of my new favorite people I've met this year, so I'm so happy to be able to share this time with you.
You are as well. I've had such a blast with you and the crew on set because the crew was awesome too. So it was just all around good times and making good art.
That's for sure. So for anyone who hasn't followed my Instagram or anything, Chad is the person who was with us on the set of The Contract, doing the audio and also doing some amazing behind the scenes things, which I'm sure we'll talk about as well. But Chad is a person of many talents. But for The Contract, Chad worked on the audio, and he is the reason why it will sound so good when it gets to the post-production audio people, because he was able to capture our music, our voices, not our music. We didn't sing in this movie, so.
Well, there was singing, but they'll have to figure out when.
There was singing, but not the kind of singing. So I'm also excited for everybody to see The Contract, Bitter Wolf. I cannot wait for that. So
yeah, no, it's solid. I got a little sneak peek while we were finishing up the last touches, and it's a chef's kiss.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be pretty darn cool, I think. But Chad, before we talk more about that stuff, tell us about you. Who are you, and what do you do?
Yeah, I'm Chad Critelli. I just like art, to be honest with you. I'm all around artist. I could do everything but kind of draw, but really I dabble in a lot of acting. So you can kind of just Google Chad Critelli and see my IMDb. I've been on a few features. I'm starting to be the vet here in Cleveland, which is definitely, you don't feel like a vet, but what else? Let's see. I started with sound, right? Worked a lot of sound gigs, just because no one else wanted to do it. And then I worked crew, right? And then it brought me up, and someone was like, "Hey, I think you need to step in for this role." I kind of had a lot of acting experience just because I thought I was gonna be a director, right? Which I could direct. It's just not my forte. But that being said, acting was there, and I took the opportunity, and it's been a blast ever since. So that's where I'm at.
I mean, you said a couple of things that are definitely very good lessons for anybody who wants to work in independent film. Do audio, because nobody wants to do it. So you will always work because nobody else wants to do it.
That is true.
That is probably the most important skill that everyone forgets about, and you need desperately. So. But I know what you mean as well, because I've been doing SideKick Productions for 10 years, and it doesn't feel like 10 years doesn't feel like a long time. But you're right; you're almost like a vet at points when it's like it doesn't make sense really.
Yeah, and you start predicting things before they happen, right? Which is good things, You're already set up for it, right? And then you start building crews, and then you start doing all these other projects with the crews, and then from there it's becoming muscle memory,
Well, and you've worked on a lot of projects with people that's how I got your name, is because of a bunch of people who worked with you over the years, recent years specifically. But so you've done a lot of the work on several horror films that we've had on the show before. You've worked on Meat, right?
Yes, which is really what started my career, right?
Really? Tell me about that.
Yeah. So, you graduate college 2019, and then the pandemic happens, right? You think you're going to be this hotshot director coming out of college. You're going to direct some films. Netflix is going to notice you. You're going to drop something that's like Jordan Peele, Get Out. Then you graduate and you realize, oh, I'm $60K in debt with a film degree, right?
I think we all can. Well, not all. I can relate to this. I understand.
Do we either drug run or we work our ass off and get it paid off?
Or both. No, don't do both.
No, definitely not both, because I chose the hard route. So I grinded and I did a featured film, just as I was doing a bunch of shorts here and there, but no one really cares about shorts. So we'll kind of skip over those. Unfortunately, I love shorts. It's where I started. It's where everybody should start. Right. But features is really what matters in this industry, I think, right now.
It does. Because a lot of people have told me the same thing. They're like, you should really be focusing on short films. And I'm like, nobody wants, there's no life for a short film outside of a festival
or social media. So if you're going to do short film content, I don't want to put, I'm the person that doesn't gatekeep, right? I'm the person that'll always bring up somebody because I know I got it. I know I have that star quality no matter what, right? So I'm always putting on people to game. And the game right now is definitely social media content because everybody's watching on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do short film content, think about your audience. All right. That's the advice I can give people who do short films. With that being said, I did a feature film called Bullis Brothers Blood with a legendary filmmaker named Johnny Woo. He gave me my first chance. No one wanted to do sound. I was like, yeah, I could do it. We knock it out. I'm really good at BTS. I make a lot of friends. I meet a guy named Matt Kane. Awesome guy. I wish you guys meet because I'm sure you've seen a lot of him in Meat, right? Brought me in Meat. Right? I hope as an English professor you appreciate that one.
I always appreciate your word puns, yes.
But that being said, he brought me in and it kind of let me be comfortable with who I am. Right? I saw these LGBTQ people. I was very straight, and I saw them and I'm like, wow, like there's colors, there's like you could be yourself, you could throw a little sex joke and no one's getting offended, like this is fun. Everybody's laughing and it was a good time. I mean, not saying it was long hours, right? Every indie film comes with long hours, but it made the long hours go by fast. Right. So you didn't feel like you were offending anybody. And, it really helped me come out my shell when you did that. And then also, how many dinglings do you see? You know what I'm saying? How many dinglings do you see as a straight male, right? At 20, I was 24 at the time. That was like 6 years ago almost, maybe 7, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know.
Well, Meat was a long process. I know Mick has told me about that, and he said it was a very lengthy film shoot. So,
man, and it's still going on, which I respect it, right? I respect that hustle. But that being said, I was on here. I saw a lot of dinglings, and I looked down at mine, because you don't see a lot of dinglings. I'm like, hey, I'm just as good as everybody else. So it kind of got you that other confidence too, because. What is it? The sex positivity confidence, Like you're not ashamed to not whip it out in public. Please don't do that, right? But you're not ashamed.
And also, just to read it to everybody, any nudity on set is generally because of it's not somebody running around doing that. It's because it's for the film shoot itself. So, because there's a very fine line between having nudity because the part is doing it and somebody just taking off their pants and running around. That's the no on set. But
yeah, don't do that on set. But it was very respectful, but yet empowering. Right? When I was around that, and I was like, I'm feeling this. I'm driving. And then from there, it was just feature after feature. And then someone said I was pretty, and then I did a movie called Cracula, and life has been pretty darn good, I think, since.
Well, I actually have a trailer for that movie that you sent me that I think we could play right now if you'd like to show off some of your acting skills.
Of course. It's my first featured role. From there, I've done 3 or 4, I think, already so far. So, I learned a lot, but also, you can pick apart your performance all you want, but, a lot of people liked it in the viewing, so I appreciate that.
Well, let's take a look and see if I can hit play. There we go.
There.
You being a pussy, dude.
Oh, this place is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Oh!
Your parents left you the contents of a rented storage unit on the south side.
You shall do anything I bid of.
Oh, this ain't the first time being somebody's bitch.
they left you explicit instructions for dealing with the contents of this unit.
And you're down to one drug Julius loved above all. Crack!
Then you should take part in this. Crack and slake my thirst.
Oh, wait, please. I got an idea. I got a plan to get you all the crack blood you want.
Two large puncture broken in the neck. What kind of animal bites like that? I'm not sure if it's an animal or not.
All the blood was drained out of the body.
Was there any clue in that folder that the lawyer gave you as to what might have been in it?
Nah, I read through it and Hawkins was right. They were just some occult shit and they wanted me to watch after something. Kingdom Pun, I will be. Does the thirst compel you, sir?
Yes. For many years.
I've heard that before. Has anyone else heard that before?
Oh, yes.
What brings you here, sir?
Well, I've started drinking for the first time in ages. And what you all drink now is much stronger than that to which I am accustomed to.
Your storage unit's been broken into.
And there's a dead man inside.
What?
Are you saying that my bitches are now the brides of Krakenstein?
No. They are now the brides of Cracula.
Oh, I'll be damned.
I'll be damned. She was awesome on the set. She played two different characters.
That is so cool. I've seen you've been promoting that movie like constantly, and I had not had a chance to see a trailer yet. So I was really excited when you said you had one for tonight because I wanted to see it. I love the costumes. First of all, you and Cracula had such a fun costumes. You know me, I love a good costume. So
yeah, and I like the fact that like we had the evil villain trope. Right, where we sit in the lair and we're just plotting. And I think that was one of the funnest parts on set playing Renfield is just plotting and either failing or succeeding. I wasn't a bad Renfield, I have a pretty good success rate.
You look like you're having a lot of fun in that film. So that's a huge part of making independent films, I think, to make it look like you're having a good time doing it. Because otherwise, you have to do something that knowing this from example, you have to do something that makes people want to watch beyond the technical effects, because we don't always have the money to make it look like a Hollywood movie. So we have to also make it engaging and compelling, and that's where the acting comes in, the passion comes in. That's where the passion comes in, really. I think more than anything.
Yeah, and that passion, honestly, it translates to the screen, right?
Yeah.
I like to give it my all in every single role, right? I mean, feature shorts, it depends on how fast you want them shot. Yeah, if you want them faster, you're gonna get what you're gonna get because you don't study lines. But feature films, 9 times out of 10, they're giving you at least a month. From there, I dedicate my mind, body, and soul to it. And it's just because when I was on set, I brought a lot of energy and crew. I was lifting lights, carrying equipment, all at a crazy, fast-paced rate. Now, as talent, you do that here and there, but really your mindset is that character because you have to bring that character to life. People want to see you on screen. That's why you're there. So you want to give the people the show. And it's something I learned from wrestling and WWE. You want to give the people a show. So that's why I go all the way in, like on some Jim Carrey, different level stuff when it comes to acting.
I could totally see that though. You seem like you commit 150%. I mean, just knowing you and seeing Cracula here, I think is well, Renfield specifically, not Crockett, because you played Renfield. But I mean, you just seem like you're having so much fun, and you really committed to it. So
Yeah, I almost tried crack. Almost.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't.
No, I would never. I would never. I held it in my hand and I was like, why do people do this? And then I handed it back to the person
a
at
very
that
wise
time.
decision, I think. A very wise decision.
But I thought about it as a character, you know, that's the dedication to the role. So let Netflix know.
I'll call them up and let them know. I'll be like, we've got some
He
fans
almost tried crack for a little role as Renfield.
Phil Kors is in the audience and says you're the man. So,
dude, yeah, and I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. I'm gonna check it out as soon as I am done with my, filming and stuff. So.
Everything, because you're always working. You're working as much as I am, and as much as Mick is, and as much as a bunch of people are. And that you hustle. You're a very passionate, dedicated person to the biz. So.
Yes, and it's the only way, because this is not a biz where you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You gotta jump all in and keep swimming until you at least see some type of island.
Absolutely, and because you were filming yesterday, so
in 10-degree weather in the snow, it was a snowstorm.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Were you acting or were you crew?
I was acting. So and I made the wise decision that my character is such childish that he'd forget a coat. So I forgot the coat on as the character. Which, I had it all in my truck and stuff. But that being said, the character didn't call for it. So I was there with just a sleeveless Cracula shirt.
That is rough.
Can't say you're not dedicated, all right, Warner Brothers?
No one would ever think you weren't dedicated. I can vouch for how dedicated you are. We've got hi, Jim. Good to see you.
Jim.
We've
My
got
man.
Lindsay in the audience. Cleveland fan.
Yes. We got to bring her on set the next one, okay?
Absolutely. Have you met Lindsay?
Yes. Total sweet soul. Very nice. Very organized.
Very organized. Lindsay has we will have Lindsay on the show at some point, because Lindsay has a show coming out next year. She's their play is coming out next year. So and they're fundraising now for it. So please be sure that you follow Lindsay and also get a chance to see what they're doing, because they have a wonderful show coming out called Shattered that I'm excited to see next year. So.
Yeah, she sent me a little bit of snippet and it looks sick. So I'm super excited for it.
I am really you have a lot of great connections. You meet a lot of wonderful people, and you are passionate about working and supporting them. I have to say, you are definitely someone I see really celebrating other people around you, and that's sometimes rare in the independent film industry, actually.
Yeah, and what makes it rare is like people rather support The Rock. They'd rather tell that like a happy birthday to someone like I'm not hitting on The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. But that being said, there's not love to us indie folk, like we're the one out here like putting it in, and then when all these people get old and they can't do these roles, and you're gonna look for celebs, you're gonna miss out on our prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So give love to your artist grandson or something like that, because like I said, this is not an easy industry, and there's even times where I have 10,000 followers, I get 65,000 views. I'm like, what am I even doing? What content do I even put out? Like, do you even care? Right? But then again, you wake up and you're like, I'm in too deep anyways, far and too deep.
I can't imagine stopping. Exactly.
No, I'm already treading water. Might as well keep on going.
But you were really good at social media. You just to reflect back on what you did on the contract. I mean, Chad is there doing audio, but he's always also recording on his phone, and then he's putting up all these really cool quick reels and stories and posts behind the scenes, and just really getting the stuff out there. Chad is really good at marketing, and something that I just don't have the energy or the bandwidth for, because I just don't. I something has to give, and I don't have the energy for that one. But so I look at you and I'm jealous, because I'm like, oh, Chad can do this, and I don't know how to do it as well, and I hate myself. And
honestly, I think it's just like, to be honest with you, because I'm gonna put add some more game, right? The shittier the post sometimes, the better it does. The fact that I just snatched something real quick and then did a quick thing, people like that. But the stuff that I put, effort and edited into, it's like, all right, cool, but like, what about the the quick gas mask with the dildo knife?
I know. I'm the same way too. Sometimes it's just this quick photo that I snapped at a restaurant when I'm waiting for somebody to get there, and then that goes. Everyone's like, I love that, and then I make this like 5-minute long video of like the year's end review of all the stuff I did this year, and 3 people watch it, and I'm like, why?
Right? You put your edit in, you had nice transitions, like
This took 5 hours to make, and only 3 people watched it.
Yeah, but then you got to know it's not about the viewers; it's about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
As much as I love my fans and the people that support me too, I don't know where I would be without this.
Yeah.
Because playing me in an office sucks, right? I'm this like active in an office. People are looking at me all the time.
You have a regular 9-to-5 day job, don't you?
You have to. And people who are going to college, I would recommend getting a second degree. Because you might not have it today. You might think you're a hotshot director, but reality is gonna hit you. And you either got to be a waiter or Uber driver, or your second degree comes in handy, and you can start stacking and making your own product, get your own chains, and start like posting random stuff and pleasing the algorithm gods.
Yes, the algorithms, which you understand computers a lot better than I do. So you understand the algorithm much better. So
being 95, you were born without tech, and then you got introduced to tech, and then you just followed it. So I could live without it, to be honest. Like, I could still have a flip phone, and you could kiss me through the phone like some soldier boy. Or I could have the high tech and the AI. But that being said, it's not cool to use AI as a crutch, more as a tool.
And I'll go even further than Chad and say I don't think it's cool to use AI at all. But everyone knows my thoughts on that. So
hey, you got to use it sometimes, like for audio, for instance. Now I could use AI to find that wind that makes that thing a little bit better, and it takes it out. And now you don't have wind in a windy day.
And you're right. Mick and I have had this conversation while we're editing the contract. We both realize we have to specify generative AI when we talk about AI these days, because it's not that AI is a problem. It's that it's generative AI that is the question mark in the industry. I think that is the dark spot that we have to be careful about. But you're right. AI as a tool itself is really useful when it comes to things like that, identifying the wind or tracking something that took a lot longer to do in the past. These are great tools for sure.
Yeah, and but not relying on it as a crutch, right? That's the key. Yeah. Because we're in an industry of nepotism. I hate to say that, but
you're not wrong.
I love the Hawkings, but that's an easy role to land for Ethan Hawking's daughter, versus me. I'm doing some fucking addition, and I'm like giving my heart out, and this damn 90th audition I did this week, and you don't even hear back from people. So
I know.
So if you can somehow get an advantage, and AI is your advantage, go ahead, use it, but don't ever rely on it as a crutch. Use it as a tool to get to the next level, and then use your talent to speak for itself. But I don't use it because I have that talent, but I understand where people are coming from, 18, 19, 20, or, sometimes I like animation and I can't afford time to animate. So if I could use it like that, but I'll never profit off of it. I'll just make it just for a pitch, and then from there, make my money, and pay an animator to do it the right way. I feel like there's different scenarios for that.
For sure. No, I think that that's accurate. So what are you? What are you working on now? Is there anything that you're developing or anything you're trying to? Because you said you wanted to be a director at some point in the past. Do you still want to direct something?
Oh, I like writing. To be honest with you, I like writing and creating. So directing, I do. I want to be like a James Cameron, right? Where I direct like one banger every 7 years, where it's like, whoa, what did he do? And I think for me, my route is probably directing an anime and writing it and creating it, and really bringing one community to another through that anime. So that's, I mean, it's been my project since college. I just, like I said, animation's not an easy thing, and when you're trying to make it, you got to sit down and do it.
It takes, animation's an area I have not tackled too much or approached because it requires a skill set I just don't have, and
I wish,
I wish I could draw, but well, again, they'll say that everybody can draw. I wish I could draw well.
or just like I could come up with the characters in my head, but like to put my brain into this and put it in and do the circle nice and make it like anime. I mean, that takes time. I mean, think of Akira.
But Hitless Video says they think that would be a cool project to see you develop, though.
Oh yeah, I'll talk about it. There's no NDA for my stuff. I don't care. Just don't steal it. You know, that's what I tell people. Just don't steal it. If you do, at least bring it to life the right way. You know,
by involving you. So
yeah, by involving me, or at least throwing me a little bit of 100,000 if you make a couple million. Man,
you're not even greedy. That's nice. Just give me a couple 100,000.
I'll make another one. You know, I got other ideas for days, man. But that being said, it's called Blitz, right? And it's the old NFL Blitz, where you get to power bomb people and clothesline and drop kick. But here's the kicker, right? The whole economy runs off the NFL, and you can fight and you die in the field. You got everybody from women to robots to aliens all fighting on the Gridiron Gang. And we follow, I think, a 15-year-old or maybe a 16-year-old kid, I haven't decided. But he's from Japan, and he comes to America to be the world's greatest quarterback because Japan doesn't like football. And that's my goal, is to bring football to really Japan through a cool animated time.
Interesting. Okay. I've not seen a lot of anime. I've watched anime over the years. I'm a nerd, so I understand that. Anime has been a part of my life, but most of the anime I watched was very, very gay anime. So I didn't see anything with football in it. So
there is a gay character. So
well, there we go. Maybe
he's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite. He's low key the sleeper of the whole anime.
What is your favorite anime, would you say, that you've watched?
Movie wise, I mean, you have to give it to Akira. I mean, they got artists around the whole entire world to come together to draw screen by screen. You can't do that planning anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that'll ever happen. I mean, that if you were to do that movie today, it would be a $5-6 billion movie.
Akira was really, I think it was one of the first ones that I ever saw, and it's definitely I would call it a horror anime. So that's one of the reasons that drew me to it back in the day. But they've tried for decades to make that into a feature film, but they just can't make it. I remember at one point back in the 90s, they were talking about Leonardo DiCaprio being in it, and it's a movie. It's one that just does not seem to be able to be developed into a feature. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of egos in the room on that one.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like if I got the chance, I feel like I would do it the justice. And people, one of my like bigger projects, I think I could do that anime justice and make it entertaining, yet get the point across of what it was trying to say. You know, I mean, that'd be a project I would have to like take the time for, though, and make sure that I get the right people to look at the script when it's done. But I mean, hey,
yeah,
you give a poor kid $1 million, you'll see what he could come up with.
I keep telling people I don't even need 1 million. I just need 50,000, and I think I could do something really, really. Well, I mean, I already do really cool things, I think, but with 50,000, I could really make it good.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, my feature that I'm writing that I'm hopefully gonna shoot in December. I'm thinking 20. So.
I mean, that's not that's pretty much what I work around with. So that's a normal amount, I think, for our level, basically. What is this feature that you're talking about in December next year?
Yeah, it's called Figgy Pudding. Zach for Zombies is on it. Zach Showwater. Awesome cat. I wish you two met because him and Mick jive really well. He's an AD. He was the AD on Meat. I met him on Meat. And then we just did a film called Reason of Insanity, which was totally different than any other short that you'll see. And I know I was against shorts, but this was more for a pickup game. If I can explain people who watch sports, you know, where you're just with friends and you're like, instead of shooting a basketball, we're gonna shoot a short and we're gonna do something different.
Totally, yeah. I mean that's how I celebrated my birthday this year. So I just shot a short film. So
yeah, there's some people drink at a bar. I'll take my Sundays and do a film. And it was something different, you know, and it was me trying to tiptoe that line and us trying to tiptoe that line between what the algorithm wants, what you want, but yet it's still creative and genre bending.
Yeah. So it's called Figgy Pudding. Is it a Christmas movie then?
Yeah, so this one is about and of course you got to star yourself because you know who else is gonna believe in you but you.
That's
so stars me, and I'm just trying to lose my virginity before Christmas, or I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, and it all starts. He's on a date. He made his girl some nice eggnog. They're kicking it. Right? He moves the dog, you know, off the bed. She's like, yo, let's go upstairs. She comes in. She's like, yo, have you ever eat it from behind? And my guy's virgin, but he's down for it. He's like, yeah. She puts her head down. She's allergic to dogs. With the eggnog combined, I'm about to... And she just lets it go on my eyes. I flip out, hit the drawer. I get knocked out. I pull my face, and it spells Figgy Pudding, and that's how we enter the movie.
Well, that's going to be quite a special effect.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to the chocolate pudding.
But then again, I just did throw up on you, so you're used to people putting body fluids on you, so...
Yeah, you did. You throw, and then you put dirt on us too.
Well, were you? I know you were there. Did you get dirt on you? I know Mick did. So.
Yeah, me and Nick were almost nut to butt.
That's true. So, so it was a very
messy. His life.
It was a very messy couple days of pickups. We had a lot of extra fluids and all that. So.
It was great. It was great. My favorites, I still think about them pumpkin donuts here and there.
Well, the pumpkin donuts were, it's quite a sight.
Those were good.
They were pretty good. I usually don't enjoy pumpkin, but I ate them and I didn't dislike them. So.
Not all the time when you get offered by a legend like Mark for pumpkin donuts, you know.
It's true, especially after where he put them. So
yeah, and I remember seeing Mark in American Pie, and which is my inspiration of Figgy Pudding, and I was like, what if American Pie was set in freaking Christmas, you know? But I did not, that was not on my bingo card to meet somebody as talented as him too. So I do appreciate that. I learned a lot from that contract, even in my acting, right? Just from you and the way you deliver, and then Mark, the way he delivers. It was like two different ways, but it gelled well. I learned from both of you guys.
That means a lot. I've never had anybody tell me that before, so I'm really quite appreciative of that. So.
Yeah, and it was all and I'm gonna be trying out and auditioning for a film. So keep your emails open. But it was one of my inspirations for picking what I'm trying out for. So
Well, I'm excited. I
yeah.
am. Yes, Chad read my latest feature film script, which is currently untitled. I really need to pick a title for it, but Chad
Should
read the
call
latest
it.
feature film, and he's going to be auditioning for it. So I'm quite excited to get his audition. And everyone, don't worry, it's going to be filmed in 2027, not next year. I'm going to take some time next year to focus on the contract still. I like to leap ahead, but I realized when I released Brooklyn Butcher and A Taste of Youth at the same time, it's really hard to have two feature films out at the same time.
Oh my god! And then you gotta think, guys. Indie people, you gotta think of your marketing. It's hard to market two things at once.
It's so hard, and then it's so expensive. All the festivals for both of them, because you don't just submit one to the festival, you submit both of them, and then we've got more fans in the audience. We've got Zach in the audience.
Look at these studs. I was just shouting you out for our feature that we're doing soon. So, I'm hoping to bring you to Cleveland too, at least for a couple speaking roles. I mean, even if it's for the day, I just enjoyed you on set, and you two got to meet.
Hey, the minute you need me in Cleveland, I am there. I'm there for as many days as you need me. So I'm excited to make it out there. I thought I was going to make it out there because I thought we were going to do a couple reshoots in Cleveland, but then it turned out that we needed to do a couple more than I thought. So we went back to the cabin upstate. But I'm hoping to get to Cleveland at some point. And there's so many film festivals in Cleveland that I'm hoping the contract gets picked up by one of them, because that would be nice to have a reason to go there and see where the town that birthed queer horror, because it seems to be that's what happens there.
Whoa, I love that. Yes, I love that. Let's go. And I think I've been a part of every single set. You know,
You have, I mean, yeah, because you worked on me, you worked on Hollow Lake.
I mean, there's also Tyler. I mean, his crew was really good. Johnny Woo. He's LGBTQ. So it's like, I feel like I've been a part of seeing something grow, and that's humbling for sure.
Did you always want to work in horror, or is it just the one that everyone's filming in Cleveland and that's what happened?
To be honest with you, I loved horror at first. I'm not gonna lie. Right? It's definitely been my bread and butter. I've always watched it in films. That was my go-to in theaters. But now that I'm getting older, I've been wanting to play a little bit more where I can show around the office, right? So it's so hard to show things like Neat, for instance, or Cracula. Like there's a trailer where I'm like, I'll suck your dick, right? You can't just show that around the office, right? So I've been looking forward to working for a little bit more like cartoons and family friendly. Not yet, but at least, like here and there, just so I can showcase my talents to like Jehovah's Witness people or something.
I know, because I'm thinking about the contract, and I know everyone at work knows I just did a feature, but I'm like, I can't show the contract to anybody at work. This is not a movie that I'm going to show to people at work.
No, definitely not. And like I was thinking about the marketing while we were hanging out, and I was like, yo, like, because your next feature is easy to market, right? Definitely a lot easier. But that being said, the contract's a lot harder to market, right?
It's going to be really hard to market the contract.
I mean, it's really good. It's just we got to think about, the current state, or what can we post on social media too? And what's not going to get flagged, what is going to get flagged.
It's a very complicated scenario. So that's not one of the reasons I did the next feature the way I did it, but it just sort of felt it sort of happened that way. But I'm kind of excited about it to have a different approach, because everything I've tried to do with features has been different from the last one. Like I want to do, I don't want everything to be just and again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't want everything to be just like a slasher, or everything to be just like a derivative of Saw of some kind or something like that. I want it to be like everything is its own genre, and everything is its own approach to. It doesn't feel like, as much as it feels like a me movie, it doesn't feel like the same movie is what I want. So
yeah, no, 1,000%. And I love the genre bend. Like that's been my like kink in the industry, is like I never try to do something that someone else has done. I always try to tiptoe. And has it been successful all the time? No. But that being said, it's always a fun ride. Right? You can't knock the hustle.
Exactly. And I think you do a really great job of that. You just released a short film too, didn't you?
Yeah, I just released this called Training Day. There's other short films too that are coming out. There's Narcissist that just dropped, and it's cool working with different directors. Definitely nervous and excited to work with you. Just because it's two different trainings, right?
You've already worked with me, so you've seen how I work with other actors.
Oh yeah, you're great. You're great. That's the scary part. But there's other directors that work with where like they don't give you direction at all, and they're like, yo, you run with it. Or there's another director that I worked with who's really good, like meticulous, like a Coppola, right? And he gave us no room to play, and I had to learn to adapt on that. So just being a part of all these different short films and now seeing them drop, because they don't drop sometimes till a year or 2 years later, and seeing them now drop, you can see the evolution if someone wants to look up the career path and the different types.
That's one of the fun things about Skeleton Crew, if you do end up watching it, is because what you'll see like over 5 seasons, like the evolution of a person who knew nothing about filmmaking up to somebody who knows more about filmmaking. So
no, those close-ups are the key right now.
Pretty much.
Not just wide shots.
Not just wide shots and not just theater. You have, it's really, people who watch it from a technical side of it, they're like, this is fascinating to see, like it's like film school to see the development of you over the course of 5 seasons. So it's really fun. It's really cool to see that. So I know what you're talking about when you say to see your evolution and all that. So
yeah, and then your style from different directors too. Like when I was working with Jay, he gave me kind of be myself feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what to do with that. I was like, wait, what? So and I did good. He liked it. He liked the way I presented it, and because I'm always trying to do something different, right? I'm always trying to bring something, not myself, but bring something different to the character that the audience wouldn't expect, or they're going to relate to, or they're going to look into and be like, man, I'm always going to remember that character.
A lot of directors I've found are really into the idea of not being so prescriptive about what they want you to do. But as somebody who started in the theater, it was really hard for me to learn how to work with directors who are like that, because I'm like, I want you to tell me what to do. I don't like the freedom of choice. It's not good.
Yeah. And then there's other ones that do give you the freedom of choice, and you're like, am I doing good? And no, until he tells you that you're doing good.
Yeah.
Which is cool. All different experiences, and I enjoyed every single one. I've never had a bad acting experience that's not college.
That's, knock on wood, that's wonderful for you.
That's not college, I've done some dumb stunts, but whatever. I get up and band-aid it up.
Well, we all do. That's part of indie film as well. So
yeah, health insurance is through the roof, anyways.
we all have to find it somehow. So
man, slinging sock picks.
Zach says you have a film called By Reason of Insanity coming.
Yes. And I would love to see Zach on the show next. I know you're looking for people, and he would be an awesome introduction. Because, like I said, we dropped that short, and that short did really well. It was different. I think even you saw it.
I did, right? Yeah.
And it's chaotic, but I think just people will enjoy it for 2 minutes and understand what Kangaroo Court really is.
It was a lot of fun. I saw you posting clips with the masks and everything like months ago, and then I was like, I have no idea what this project is, but I'm curious. And then I saw the project, and I'm like, oh well, this makes lots of sense. I understand what the project is.
Yeah. It was just like our take on what's going on in the court system, you know,
No, it
especially
comes
with
across really nicely with, and I think there's no dialogue in it, right?
it's over a judge's sentence, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we make the dialogue. We want to make you feel chaotic. I think Ari Aster did that first with Hereditary,
Yeah.
with Homegirl's performance. She's from Australia. She's one of the greatest actors, I think, of our generation. But she did United States of Terror. But that actress, yeah.
I love how you call her homegirl as opposed to Toni Collette.
Yeah, I don't know names, you know. I know faces.
She is a queer icon, Chad. She's a queer icon. Do you know
she
how many gay
is.
men quote that dinner scene?
Oh man,
That
Dude,
dinner scene is one of for gay men, like one of the top like things to just reference and pull out and everything. So
yeah, and honestly, her performance, United States of Terror, where she played all these different
she's
characters,
great in that show. That's a really good performance.
it's a sleeper. A lot of people don't know about that show, but that actually taught me a lot about acting too. And this is like pre-me. This is what made me do acting classes. I was like, oh, I can play different characters all the time, you know, just for fun and making, you know, your schoolmates laugh. And from there, it made me take an acting class, which then made me take a theater, and then I just did the trainings, and I didn't think about it until now. Well, not now, but 3 years ago.
Have you done any live theater?
Yes, and I did really well. You know, I got a couple awards and things like that. It's so nerve wracking.
Yes, it is. I agree.
You know, it's like now I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna do theater, I gotta be doing this for a living, because I don't know how I did it, you know, and went to school and did this and did that, and still memorized lines and made money.
It is a lot, but it's fun. I feel like have you ever tried stand up? Because I feel like you have the energy for stand up.
I thought about it. It's just being in front of those people and everything. I don't know. I'd rather virtual, guys. I'd rather virtual.
Did you know Brandon just did a stand up act?
What? Oh, I have not seen it, but I know I've hung out with him, and I've definitely laughed my ass off. So I'm glad to see him do it.
Yeah, you hung out with Brandon on 2 movies now, so.
Yeah, I saw his pee-pee get chopped off. I don't know if that's
spoiler.
I think it's in the trailer thing, right? I don't know.
I have to watch. I don't know if Mick put it in the trailer. This is not for my movie, everybody, by the way. So
it was the wildest thing I've seen. I even cringed. I was like,
it's a very great special effect. It's probably one of the. I think it might be one of Mick's best special effects he's filmed. So
and it was in a cold barn at 4 a.m.
Yes, Mick did say it was very late. So that sounds exhausting.
And in the winter in Cleveland.
I'm very happy on the set of the contract I didn't make anybody film at 4 a.m. So
no, we got it done. We all beasted it out. And you kept it simple though, and you didn't have all these, like, you know, you didn't film in a barn.
True. No, we just filmed in a creepy Airbnb. So
yeah, location matters, guys. Location matters.
It does. Find the right show. We are running out of time. So Chad, where can people find you online?
Find me on Instagram, Telechubby, or Facebook, Chad Critelli. Please hit the follow button. Message me if you have any ideas, you want to collab, or if you need my advice on anything. I'm always glad to help a fellow filmmaker. Again, I'm not a gatekeeper. Let someone else gatekeep. I want y'all to win.
I highly encourage everybody who is into making movies. Chad is somebody who you want on your team because he is super supportive, super everything you need from somebody in the both the background and the foreground. Chad is out there helping and making things happen and making magic in front of and behind the camera. So I highly encourage you to reach out to Chad and bring him on your team because he's a great person to have around. his power just went out for. Oh, there we go. Okay, I thought your lights went out for somehow. Anyway, so follow Chad online at Telechubby or Chad Critelli on Facebook. You know where to find me, everybody. It's that's why you're here right now. You found me on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere else, mostly at SideKick Productions. I will see you all next week, and I've got 2-3 guest suggestions from Chad tonight, so I'll have to reach out to Zach at some point and get him on the show. So
you already know, guys. Have a blessed day. Please be safe, everybody.
Have a wonderful week. I'll see you all next week, and au revoir. I don't know why I said that. Goodbye.
That's not
And that's the tea.